At first glance, the skies above U.S. Air Force training grounds appeared completely normal, the familiar roar of jet engines echoing day after day. But underneath this daily routine, something was quietly reaching a breaking point. Welcome back to Airflight Space, where we explore aviation events, air safety investigations, industry developments, and the stories shaping our skies. Today, we're taking a closer look at a story attracting major attention in military aviation. It's a massive, high-stakes transition, the changing of the guard. To understand the sheer gravity of this situation, you have to look at one specific number: 60. 60 years. That is the staggering average age of the current fleet of Northrop T-38C Talon jet trainers. Just think about that for a second. We're strapping the pilots of tomorrow's cutting-edge fifth-generation fighters into cockpits that structurally belong to a completely different era of aviation. This wasn't just an aging fleet. It was a critical vulnerability ticking like a clock. The need for replacement was absolutely urgent. But replacing them? Well, that would prove to be a massive challenge.
Part 1. A 60-year-old problem.
The Air Education and Training Command handles the immense responsibility of forging every single new Air Force aviator. In analyzing the numbers, the contrast is actually shocking. On one side, you have the outgoing fleet of roughly 490 aging T-38C Talons. On the other side, the incoming fleet, 351 brand-new, completely digitized Boeing T-7A Red Hawks. But acquiring these state-of-the-art jets is only half the battle. You can't just hand the keys of a totally unfamiliar high-tech aircraft to a rookie student pilot. What happened next in the transition process is where things really get interesting.
Part 2. Training the trainers.
Before a single new student could strap in, the military faced a massive logistical wall. Who is actually going to teach them? Enter the 99th Flying Training Squadron based in San Antonio, Texas. Up until recently, only Boeing's own staff and a few dedicated test pilots were qualified to fly these new Red Hawks. But then, a major breakthrough happened. The squadron's commander and operations director officially became the absolute first Air Force instructors certified to fly the T-7A entirely without Boeing staff in the cockpit. This single detail changes everything for the program's timeline. Listen to the sheer weight of this moment from Lieutenant Colonel Michael Trott, the commander of the 99th. He said, "This milestone permits us to fly the aircraft on our own, allowing us to build the instructor cadre vital to producing the highly capable aviators needed for tomorrow's high-end fight." You can really hear the gravity of the mission in his words. This isn't just about taking a new plane for a spin. It's the critical first step in an entirely new era of air defense. But keep watching, because what they are actually doing with these jets up in the air surprised a lot of observers.
Part 3. Back to basics.
So what are these newly certified elite instructors actually practicing? You'd probably assume they immediately took the jet to its absolute tactical limits, right? Pulling high-G maneuvers and simulating dogfights. But the reality is completely different. Instead of combat tactics, their grueling 4-month training program strips everything down to the absolute bare-bones fundamentals: takeoffs, landings, navigation, instrument approaches. They literally have to relearn the basics to intimately understand every single quirk of the Red Hawk's digitized systems before they can even think about teaching a rookie how to take it into combat.
Part 4. The decade-long rollout.
But the situation was far from over. Transitioning an entire branch of the military doesn't just happen overnight. The sheer logistical scale is mind-blowing. In May 2026, low-rate production was officially approved. That's just 14 jets to start, but it escalates rapidly from there. By 2027, the goal is to declare Initial Operational Capability, or IOC. In fact, standard pilot instructor courses won't even touch a Red Hawk until that IOC is declared. From there, production ramps up to a peak of 60 jets per year in 2030, relentlessly driving toward a fully completed fleet of 351 aircraft by 2036.
When analyzing the planned acquisition data, the strategy becomes crystal clear. We start with 14 jets funded by the U.S. budget in fiscal year 2026, stepping up to 23 jets in 2027, and eventually hitting that massive peak of 60 jets annually in 2030. It's a highly calculated, gradual phasing out of those legacy trainers. The Air Force is meticulously executing this to ensure there is absolutely zero gap in pilot readiness. One misstep here could compromise national security for a generation.
So what can we actually learn from this story? It's that the foundation of any advanced global military force doesn't begin on the front lines. It begins on the quiet tarmacs of training squadrons in San Antonio. With a fully modernized training fleet on the horizon, it leaves us with one massive question: How exactly will this next generation of aviators reshape the tactics of tomorrow's high-end fight? Thanks for watching Airflight Space. If you found this video informative, leave a like, subscribe for more aviation investigations and stories. Share your thoughts below. I regularly read and interact with the community. See you in the next video.